Marshall skips away. Marshall skips away. Marshall's still going. Marshall's got Richards coming up outside. Now inside.
Arsenal have gone through an entire league campaign without losing.
Bennett and the Dragons win the grand final.
Whips that one away, and Kane Williamson and his team now World Test champions.
Welcome back, everyone, to the TGIF podcast. Thank God it's footy. How's the week treated you, my bro?
Well, we did see finally the kickoff of the Tigers season now.
Yeah.
One of those things, it's like a round of golf on a Saturday morning. All week, you look forward to it. You hype yourself up, you get to the night before, you start to mentally prep yourself. You sort of, quite often back in the day, I used to like to run my 18 holes through in my head before
mentally envision it.
Yeah, and sort of never go, anything too out the box, but try and push your handicap a couple of shots. Maybe thinking like
maybe sneak in on that 79.
Shooting 79, shooting an 80. Breaking 80, which is doable off a 12 or 13. Not something I do very often, that's for sure. Having your handicap is a very hard thing to do, but you look forward to it all week. You get out there Saturday morning, you've had 5 hours sleep, and you're running off caffeine, and you
crash and burn.
You get a triple on the first, something like that, and you go, fuck me, my round's done.
Yeah.
That was me on Saturday morning. I don't know what hole it was. The third, I think it was, early doors.
I think we went 5, 6, 7.
5, 6, 7. Or did I had an 8 somewhere along the way?
I think we all had a couple of shockers.
I had an 8 somewhere along the way on the front line, whipped up the chipper again for the back, shot 4 over through the back, which was...
the old one club challenge.
Don't know. We had the wedge involved in the putter. I don't know how it works, but yeah, that's what it was like, this Tigers game. You hype yourself up all season, all off season, sorry. Snag a win against the Warriors in pre-season. Happy days. Obviously, we ride off the game against the Dragons. You have your bye, you're sitting there, we're talking about being chased, we're in a good position, la-di-da-di-da. And it was a bloody shocker. But barring that, it's been a good week. Been a little bit chilly up here in Tamaki.
Yeah, how's that swimming every day going? It's obviously
day 79. Saturday, you were in Saturday. First one that I've had so far that I've gone.
Chilly.
Yeah, this is getting cold.
What's the wind?
Cool. Yeah, but the water as well. The water's dropped off big time. It's definitely cool. It's warmer in the now.
Thank God it was a sunny day. Otherwise, I tell you what, it would have been hard to
get you in there.
Hard to get in there.
Today was nice. Not too chilly. I got to say, it's been nice and clear the last few days down at Narranac. So it's been good. It's good to have the footy back. We've had first Tigers game, get that first loss out of the way. We're into the back half of the school term. We've got a school camp coming up, so life's good. Life's good for these next 13 blokes as well. We'll have a little look at this team of the week now. Huge privilege to be named in the TGIF team of the week. I'm sure a lot of these players out there, they go out there, they put in their shift on a Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and they're waiting for Tuesday. It's not for the team lists. They're not waiting to see whether they've been named for the following week. They want to see whether they've been involved in this team of the week. So, leading the way at fullback, bastard of a bloke actually. I was sitting there before the last game on Sunday, 820 fantasy points. Nothing too flash, but not bad for this week, not bad for the start of the season. And I was ahead of Henry, and I had to head by about, I think it was 76, 79, something like that. And I said to Jay, I said, as long as the hammer doesn't go out there and rip up, I should be alright. What's he done? He's gone out there and destroyed your Dragons.
So it's your fault.
Your fault, Henry's fault, Jay's fault maybe. One of the three. But yeah, Hammer takes the one.
Yep, hat trick, absolutely tore us to pieces. Not really much else that we can say that hasn't already been said from that performance. Hell of a performance. And then joining up in the back three on the wings, we've got Dean Mariner from the Broncos, absolute speed machine.
Yeah, managed to get himself a meaty there as well on Thursday night.
Hell of a game. Young bloke too, only 20 I think, so Good on him. And I think the star of the weekend, or the star moment,
No doubt
of
about
the
it.
weekend, book it in for the try of the year already.
Yep. But a lot of people saying best try ever. I'd say it's
Probably the best finish ever. Like,
yes.
hard to go past like Noffa's one or David Mead's fluky one, the back catch. And
There's been some bloody good tries throughout the years. There's no doubt about it. But it's up there when you look at you take everything into consideration. You've just sort of had this comeback hit against you, and you can manage to go out there and pull something like that out of your ass with 30 seconds on the clock. So Xavier Coates taking that other wing jersey, very well deserved, and a pretty tasty looking back three there. Joined in the back line by Isaac Tango and Roger Tuivasa-Sheck, obviously. Adding to your double barrel quota there, but last week we didn't see anything really of him at all. I thought he was kept pretty quiet.
Yeah, perhaps just few cobwebs.
A little bit rusty.
But this week he well and truly blew them out.
Oh, looked awesome.
Hell of a performance from Roger. Isaac Tango again, like, he's just turning into a superstar every week. More and more by the week, sorry. Hell of a guy for
It's a bit more on him now as well, obviously losing credit now, so
him and May in the centres is
the young bloods.
young bloods. I mean, they'll probably come across the same problem again in a couple of years when they come off contract and they're demanding big 700-800k pay packets.
100%, yeah.
But for now he's ripping it up there.
Tasty looking backline for this week, and rounding out those backs, you got a Hards pairing of Young Bloke and Strange there from Canberra, absolutely tore my Tigers up, and then Hughes taking the 7, got himself. Did he get banned in the end there?
Did he get a ban? I had to check the
I think I'd seen something, one of those.
team news. Maybe that's why Melbourne aren't favourite.
You see those articles in passing where you kind of just scroll by it, and you don't really take everything in.
Did you see him shove the ref out of the way?
That's possibly what it's for, I believe.
Really?
I feel like I'd
It wasn't like
they're
a
before us. You've gone past them there. I think they must be the
Friday night. You're not Thursday night.
I was going to say third game.
No, Thursday. No, I'm pretty sure it's Sunday.
There they are.
Yeah.
Pizza and Wishart. So head down. What does it say at the bottom there? Just suspended. I'm pretty sure it's for
pushing the ref out of the way so he can make the tackle.
Yeah.
It's a bit rough on him.
But
Surely not.
great performance from him nonetheless.
Yeah. Absolutely front and centre of Melbourne's 30 points that they put together. And yeah, Strange. 19
Awesome.
years old was his debut? Or did he play
I think
last
he
week?
played last week.
Yeah.
But awesome. He destroyed us. Absolutely.
Full of energy.
Ripped us to shreds. So makes his way into the team of the week there. It's a tasty looking backline. Now you move your way into that forward pack. Now last week we forgot the hooker. This week I want to start with the hooker. Possibly the I want to say greatest spectacle I've ever seen in rugby league.
The most hectic Falcon, that's for sure.
It was outrageous. Jeremy Marshall-King, another little double barrel there for your team.
Almost gets in the slide off that alone.
The Falcon or the double
The
barrel? The
Falcon.
Falcon, 100%. You could chuck him in there just for that. I think that I'd have no qualms with that. It was outrageous. Shout out Benny Hunt sort of on standby there just to make sure he was all good.
Yeah.
But yeah, what a Falcon.
Benny Hunt smoked that ball.
Yep.
I know, he was like, what, a metre away?
Yeah, if that.
Popped it
was
straight in the temple.
It was a hearty looking Falcon. So shout out to you, JMK. You made your way in there pretty much on that alone.
But had himself a good game as well.
He did have a good game. But slotted in there beside him, the two big men, Moses Leona and Tarpane, are your two props this week.
Leota with that runaway try, that was outstanding.
What a set of wheels he had on him, eh?
It's crazy. For a big man, he can move
Great to see.
the best of them, I
Great to
suppose.
see a big man with wheels, and then Tapani, another solid performance there.
You get the same thing from him every single week.
Yep.
A shitload of run meters and a shitload of tackles with not too many mistakes. Pretty outstanding there for Canberra. Pretty sure they wouldn't have
No
been
AFB.
even near as close as to beating you by as many without him.
No AFB or pain in the ass.
Yeah.
Two. That's big. I'd say probably close to every team every week last week we had one of those two as one of the props, I would say.
Yeah, I think they had like
so
19 and 15 appearances.
That's big, early days. But moving into that back row there, I believe only repeat offender, I think
so.
only repeat offender there from last week. Olakwadu seems to get better each week. Again, I say it all the time, one of my favourite sort of players to watch, a big man that can sort of do everything. And awesome.
All over the charts, yeah.
And joined there in the second row by Hosking again, and had an outstanding game there against us.
Yeah, bloke who came through there at Brisbane, was looking pretty handy, went and won himself a little premiership at Penrith, and now he's ripping it up for the Raiders, so good on him, keeps tearing it up.
Yep, awesome. And rounding it off, continuing on the theme of big men that can do a little bit of everything.
And sort of like just getting in the team based on a moment alone. Like there's two blokes that you got Coates and Marshall King.
This is purely
also Isaiah,
purely in there for this moment.
I thought that's why you would have chosen
the greatest bomb I've ever seen.
Crossfield bomb
by
on
a forward. Literally, you could have chucked Nathan Cleary next to him, like in a little frame by frame. I reckon there'd be fairly identical kicks there. As the commentator said, he's watched Nathan do that so many times. It was bloody unreal. The things
the stuff dreams are made of.
The things you love to see in rugby league is as big men doing a little bit of everything. So congratulations to Isaiah rounding off that team of the week for round 2.
Yeah.
Now we have a little look at the third round of footy action now. Again, it's a Thursday night. Brisbane are involved.
Yeah, Brisbane, they love themselves a Thursday
night game, and they're up against Penrith. It's the replay of the grand final. Not a home game for Brisbane, down in Penrith there. Huge game this one is. What a way to kick off the round.
Yes, should be a banger. Shame it's on a Thursday night with work, but I'm sure we'll be able to power through with hopefully a quality game there, yeah. Grand final replay, Brisbane will be desperate to get one back on the Panthers, and I suppose Penrith, they're always tough to beat.
Well, both teams obviously coming in off a win.
Both I suppose playing well, but definitely not to their full potential.
Yeah, I'd say there was stages there where Penrith and Para is always
that Penrith Para game.
That's solid matchup, yeah. Whereas we haven't really doesn't look like we've seen the best out of South just yet. So, but both teams coming off a win, pretty identical looking scorelines there. And obviously both losing their round 1 as well. So, it's a hard one to pick. Brisbane, kind of my team at the start of the season that I thought were going to be the ones that challenge Penrith. So if there's a game where they need to get that, you get this done nice and early in the season. Lay down the market, let Penrith know, look, we're here to play as well. But I'm probably looking at last week, I probably liked Penrith more than I like Brisbane, I'd say.
Yeah. Again, Souths probably didn't bring their best, whereas the Penrith Parramatta game was maybe not as close of an affair in terms of like the possession stats and that, but Parramatta hung in there really well, even had the lead through into the second half there.
Yeah, I thought Parramatta played quite well in that game there, and like we said, always a big matchup.
Always
come up against
loose
each other.
game, those two, yeah.
But it's an awesome way to kick off.
Very hard to pick.
Yeah, it is a hard one to pick, this one. You probably
probably give Penrith the home crowd advantage.
What about the benefit of the doubt? I think in this one here, benefit of the doubt, Penrith, you're at home, you're coming in 3 on the bounce, you know, you want him to go out there, you want him to get a 4th year in a row. You're probably up against your biggest challenges, I'd say. Yeah. You go out there and you like what we were saying there at Brisbane need to do, you get the job done early. You go out there and say, sorry Bronx, it's not your year just yet. I know we're losing a few players, but we want to go out there, we want to make it 4. Get the old quad going. So you probably got to lean towards Penrith. I found it too hard to pack this week. I've just gone for a couple of try scorers, Selwyn Cobbo and Dylan Edwards across the try line. Ticking over just over $11, $11.04 there.
Yeah, I like it.
That is nearly the same amount of money that I actually won last week, only coming in with 1 out of the 8. But I did manage to win, I think it was $11.14 from Storm 1 to 12 into PAP. So, might be an omen, maybe this one comes off. Cobbo and Dylan Edwards both score $11.04.
Could be an omen. You'll be hoping so. I wasn't going to go for a margin, but Brisbane were just offering me that little bit too much for the upset there. Yeah, good value. We saw them do it last year. So Brisbane 1 to 12 into Jordan Ricky, just to beef up my bet there. $19.78. So
yep, nothing wrong with that whatsoever. Awesome way to kick off your Thursday night. Lead you into Friday, the best day of the week, and we start off over here on our shores, back at Mount Smart, the Warriors.
Mount Smart, Christchurch, I think it is.
Is it in Christchurch this one?
I believe
still
so.
on our shores, still over here in Aotearoa, but I didn't know that they were off to Christchurch.
Apollo Project Stadium, Christchurch.
Interesting, okay, so either way, it's a home game there for the Wars.
There'll be a big support for them down
there.
There'll
be big support. We obviously saw the pre-season game down there up against the Tigers earlier on this season, and they had a good crowd there. So, and it'll help. I'm sure there's been talk about getting that second New Zealand team in there. So, I mean the Warriors, absolute heartbreak there for them last week.
What were they leading? 26-20 or was it 26-18 with like 5 minutes to go?
It was they'd pretty much completed the comeback. The Warriors,
was insane.
I'm saying James, this is a great comeback there from the Warriors.
Like that 20-30 minutes of footy from the Warriors where they drew level and went in front. I was like, wow.
They didn't turn up really in the first half.
Some team.
They didn't really turn up at all in the first half. But that start of that second half was outrageous.
Warriors team of old goes down 12-0 or 18-6 to the Storm at halftime. It's ugly at halftime. Second half, I reckon.
Yeah, 100%. It can be game over from that stage. So it was huge from the Warriors to come back, but absolute heartbreak there. We've already spoken about it. An amazing try. So they're sitting there 0-2.
0-2. Yeah. I mean, probably not too much panic going on internally. Still plenty of hype around the supporters just at the moment. Probably take a few more losses to, I suppose, derail that hype train around the Warriors. But yeah, look, they'll be desperate to get off the mark this week up against Canberra side, who are looking.
Sitting there top of the table, I believe.
Yeah,
I think so.
A couple of big wins, so it wouldn't surprise me.
I'm pretty sure that they're sitting there on top.
Yeah.
Yep.
Then when the Cows and Sharkies, Manly and Storm.
And Storm. 5 teams there with
the 2 wins.
With the 2 wins, but it's a
couple of big wins for
obviously still early days. It's hard to sort of get a gauge on where some of these teams are going to end up. But I was picking them for my spoon.
Yeah.
Canberra, them or the Dragons. So it's again, I find this bloody tricky to pick because I didn't really like what I saw of Canberra before the start of the season. Seeing them play against us, yes, it's only against us. So this will be way more of a test for them, but they look bloody good. That's strange, unreal what a talented head's going to be. And that sort of...
Their forward pack's insane.
Some of those ageing players that I said, maybe on their last legs, looking bloody good too, so...
Yeah, you've got Joe Tarpany leading that forward pack. They're always going to be a handy side, especially in those sort of, not that Tigers are mid-table side over the last few years, but going into the fixture they were a mid-table side. But yeah, look, Canberra, it's probably going to be their biggest test of the season. Obviously Newcastle looked a bit flat round one, but coming over to New Zealand, yeah, it's going to be tough for them, but it's the sort of game you wouldn't write them off coming over and
Oh no, not at all. I mean,
pulling one out, you know, a 14-12 win, or
we've only really seen half an hour of the Warriors this season. Really. Didn't really turn up in the first game. They didn't really turn up in that first half. It was that period there, like you said, in the second half of that game up against Melbourne when they played out of their skins, which is what we were seeing of them last year. So we do still. I think the Warriors still definitely have a bit of work to do, and it will be tough up against Canberra, who have got nothing to lose. You know, sitting there at the top of the table, they're going to be thinking, well, fuck. We've done this so far, you know, we continue.
yeah,
So,
they've been playing really good footy. I don't see why they can't come over and win, but definitely tough with the Warriors home crowd behind them. They'll be desperate to get off the mark. Some of the tips from us though.
yeah, we have gone very, very similar this week. I've taken Raiders to win 1-12 into DWZ crossing the try line. Going to get you $6.99. We'll call it $7. And yeah, you've gone pretty similar as well.
Canberra 1-12, a new one. 2 tries combined between DWZ and Rapana.
Yep.
Parcel that all together, $11.
Yep,
on
I
the
really like that. I think that's a nice little bit there, and a pretty tasty way to kick off your Friday. With a big one there for you Friday night, Roosters up against the Bunnies. Now, 2 teams coming off losses. The Bunnies are sitting there. Are they bottom of the table or are they second to bottom? Second to bottom, yeah. So it's
I conceded the most points.
yeah, crazy. It's pretty nuts to think of, you know, the Bunnies sitting down there that so close to the bottom. But yeah, both teams coming off losses. Both teams probably looking to find a little bit of form there, and it's a huge rivalry matchup.
Yeah, they're always pretty feisty these games. Jared's back as well, so pretty good timing from the NRL to unleash the big dog there. I think is it game 299 for him?
Something close, 299, 298 possibly.
Or is it 300? I don't know, maybe not just yet, but yeah, the big dog's coming back for the Roosters. He'll be fired up. The Trail's usually pretty fired up in these games.
Well, he got himself into a little bit of hot water, obviously, with his interview over the weekend.
A few choice words in the interview.
I'm sure he'll be looking to go out there and sort of make the mark on the field. We haven't seen the best of the Bunnies, obviously, just yet. Obviously, losing 2, but we probably haven't really seen the flashes of the Roosters just yet either. Obviously, up against Manly, we sort of saw Manly come out as sort of the champions of Vegas, I guess. I've seen a little post there, the Vegas champs. Yeah, the Chooks, I don't want to say they weren't that good. I thought they did play quite well up against Manly, but Manly are looking good this year. Manly, they've got a fit Tommy Turbo. They've got a Brooks who's found a new lease on life. So,
Olakau'atu running around.
Yeah, it's probably not something where you can sort of say that the Chooks were shoddy, but you probably got to lead towards the Roosters in this one, I'd say.
I think, obviously, based on the fact that, we look at the fact that South's there sitting 0-2, bottom of the table, barring the Dogs.
Elias he's been dropped, I believe.
Elias has been dropped.
For this week, so...
Jackie Whiten's back though, I believe.
I think so, yes.
Yeah, he is.
So there you go. It sort of adds a little bit more into the mix.
Yeah, I think it gives South that little bit extra. Obviously, haven't seen him in a South jersey as of yet, but he's a hell of a player. So I'm sure it won't take him long to slot in and start making a difference there. But yeah, look, I think that's pretty worrying for them, the fact they've conceded 64 points 2 games so far.
Yeah, not good defensively. That's sort of what you associate there with your Tigers, your Doggies, teams like that. Let's chip in that many points. So they'll be wanting to turn something around there come Friday night.
Yeah, fingers crossed for them. I see we've both gone for a similar tactic. We can't pick a result.
Hard to pick this game here, really bloody hard to pick. So I've gone.
Brewster's not really given that much value either.
No, not at all. I've gone real crazy for a couple of bets actually this week, but I've just gone 2 try scorers, and they're both try scorers. Dom Young and AJ there, one from each team. $3.86, so not much
Pretty
return,
much guaranteed though.
Yeah, I'm hoping just to lock one in there, add a little bit to the total winnings there.
Just chip away at it, I suppose. That's one way of going at it. I've gone a bit flashier, but same theme, 2 try scorers, Joey Manu and Jack Whiten, $10.50.
Yep, nothing wrong with that whatsoever. We could both be in the money there come Friday. But that leads you into your Super Saturday. Now, really, when you look at the fixtures, I don't know if it's really that super of a Saturday, unfortunately. We kick off with the Doggies up against the Titans. Now, don't really know what type of game this is, really.
Good old-fashioned shit show.
Pretty much. I mean, Doggies, they haven't looked too flashy. There's all this talk. New season, new players.
We've
said it for 3 years, 4 years. Nothing seems to change. And the Titans are just that kind of weird team. The Dolphins are now the new Titans, obviously, the new team. To me, the Titans still kind of feel like they're that new weird cousin. It's sort of like, on the outer, it's maybe like someone that's married into the family or something like that, and they're kind of just not all there. Hard to tell.
They weren't there when you were a Grom, but now they're there.
Yeah, exactly.
So it's kind of like,
so it's a bit off.
Yeah, you're cool, but
Tigers, old school,
grew up with them, mate.
Exactly.
They've been there since we were born. They were always there, but
and you don't know what you're going to get with the Titans quite often.
Especially when you run through the list of injuries they have. I think at the moment, if we have a look at their team, what are they running with this week? So they have a couple of blokes back, because I think Fafita and Campbell were both missing for the game against us. Who have they got in the casualty ward there? Foreign, Campbell and Fafita. So it's like 3 pretty key players that they're missing at the moment, which obviously makes it tough. But Desi coming in as coach, we've seen him do work wonders at Manly, work wonders at the Doggies. Can he do the same thing up on the Gold Coast? We'll have to wait and see. Probably a good chance for him to get off the mark here against the Doggies side that also hasn't really clicked yet. I mean, they did well to hang in there for about 50, 60 minutes against Cronulla, but got blown away a bit at the end of the game. It's tough to really make an argument for either side here, really based off what we've seen so far this year. The Titans are losing a few key players, or missing a few key players at the moment, but I think the Titans probably have the better team on paper, but Doggies with that home advantage, that could be a factor.
Doggies have probably got a better team on paper than half the bottom 8, really, when you look at some of the names.
In terms of the names,
but they just haven't managed to click, whereas the Titans, obviously not the best in that first round there, but they've had a bit of a rest, they've had the bye, coming in fresh, so it's a hard one, this one, but like you said, a bit of a poo slinger.
Yeah, I mean, I just tried to punch a few things in, see what came out.
Yep.
Ended up liking what I saw. The Titans to get a win. Didn't know if it was going to be a good performance or a close one, but I reckon they'll pick it up anyway. Khan Pereira, we know he's a try scorer, and Brimson.
if the Titans play well, it's usually off the back of him playing well.
Yep, no, I like that. $8.35, nothing
Yep.
wrong with that. I just know that there's probably not going to be too many points scored.
Yep.
I'd imagine there'd be quite
That's
a few
a
errors.
safe bet.
A few errors in this one, so I've gone unders. It's sitting at 43.5, $1.90.
Yeah, I can see a 18, 16.
Yeah, something like that. Not too many tries.
Maybe a bit of rain about.
bit of rain, a few errors would
Do
be
you-
ideal.
Do your ideal there?
Let's start your Saturday. Leads you into your fellas, the Dragons up against the Cowboys. Now, I don't know what happened there for you there on Sunday afternoon, but it wasn't too good.
No, absolutely copping the shellacking of the season so far.
2 minutes in, was it? First try, 2-3 minutes into the game?
Yeah, barely even got settled in on the couch. It was, well, I already was settled from the game before there, to be honest, but yeah, it was a shocker there from the Dragons, from pretty much start to
Right
finish.
from the get-go,
Especially late there, looked like it was definitely a case of throwing in the white towel a little bit.
See, I didn't watch the last half hour, and then just kept sort of checking the score and went, holy shit, you know, this isn't too good. So
Definitely was polar opposite of what we saw round one up against the Titans, but then you could probably say the same about the Dolphins, to be fair. They were pretty electric on attack. But yeah, the Dragons definitely not showing the best in defence. Obviously coming up with the donut as well. Not too much to rave about on attack. So all the glitz and glamour, all the hype that came out of round one is just
well behind you
absolutely
now.
crushed.
you're into a negative points difference, which is never where you want to be.
One of those memes where there's something fat on the ground, you're walking along, and then you get it, and then a fucking anvil drops on your head. That's Dragon supporters from round one to round two, I reckon.
God, it's an interesting comparison there, but I like it. Up against this Cowboys team, coming off the back of that golden point when they're up against the Knights.
Didn't take the lead in the game until the
then,
field goal.
yeah, crazy, I know.
So-
the Knights looked really good, I thought, in this one, but Cowboys managing to take the win in the end.
Could we be seeing a return to, was it 2022 Cowboys? where
2022 Cowboys, yep.
They made a really decent run. What were they? A game away from the grand final.
Tony Payton's first season there in charge.
Yeah,
It was an awesome
couple of wins. They've been playing some pretty good footy. So yeah, picking up another win over the Knights. I don't see this one being too tricky for them based on last week's form either. But hopefully Flano's got something in store to keep the Cows at bay.
We were saying the Dragons look good defensively since
one.
Flano had come in, and that's a completely different performance what we saw there. So you're right, you're going to have something up his sleeve here, because it's going to be a very tough one, I think, for you lads Saturday night.
Yeah, I mean, it's hard to look at it with any sort of positivity based on current form, but you know, you go in with a bit of blind optimism. As you say, look forward to it all week, and you can get your hopes crushed on Saturday. You know, don't worry about it before then. You can always envision that win. See Sloaney running through for a couple of tries. Ben Hunt. You know, just wait till Saturday to let the boys let me down, I suppose. But no, we're going with high hopes. We're sticking to our guns here.
Yep.
The value has obviously juiced right back up off the back of last week's result. 13 plus for the Dragons is paying $7.50.
Yep, I like it. I like the commitment. I've gone the complete opposite end of the scale. I've gone Cowboys 13 plus. Kyle Felt, who I believe tied
Matty Bowen's record.
tied the record with Matty Bowen there. And Ravalawa to cross the try line there. So 2 try scorers. A big win for the Cowboys, going to get you $10.99.
Can't say I'll be happy if it comes off, but
We roll from one of our teams losing into another one of our teams most likely also losing. The Tigers up against the Sharkies. Now, sort of already touched on it before. You looked, like we said, I looked forward to it for so long, this game. And there was about 5 minutes of it that I enjoyed where we scored those 2 tries, where we looked, to be fair, going with the ball in hand, I thought we looked all right, but defensively we were atrocious. There was like that one try that a lot of people have probably seen where Bud Sullivan's come in off the wing and they've just sort of gone straight down, clear away. There's just some silly mistakes. Like we had probably one good player in the park all day, and it was bloody Lachlan Galvin on his debut.
Yeah, I thought he did have a pretty good game. Obviously outshone a bit by the opposition number 6, who also had a hell of a game. But yeah, not a bad first showing from the young bloke. Obviously disappointing. The rest of the boys couldn't get the win for him, but yeah, I mean, Canberra looking like they're not going to be in that battle for that spoon with us this year, so possibly a tough measuring stick these first couple of games for you, up against the Sharkies as well, who have looked like a good side. Still early doors, obviously. Hard to see a win here, but we've obviously seen stranger things happen. Is it at Leichhardt?
It is at Leichhardt. Obviously, news coming out today that
Saturday night at Leichhardt. Don't know if it'll be cranking.
We're not going to get too many more of these possibly Saturday nights at Leichhardt. So trying to make the most of it while we can. If there's all this talk about the ground being not up to safety standards. So yeah, it's the big one. It'd be a great way to turn the start of the season around, getting a win here in this one.
Yeah, it'll be tough up against that Sharky side though, the way they've looked.
Yeah, Sharkies
a couple of rounds.
Sharkies have looked good. We've made a couple of changes. We've dropped Bud Sullivan and Caesar starting. Justin Olam is back. We've seen Stafford Tour get injured, so it's just a straight swap there. So, I have to go with the lads. I don't have the optimism that you have. But Tigers went to 12, paying $5.
$5.
Yeah, it's not bad.
It's probably more likely that our teams win by the slimmer margin, but I'm 1 from 2 so far, so hopefully we can keep it going. But yeah, I couldn't really pick a result in this one. Obviously, the Tigers offering a bit more value, but hard to back them. And Cronulla not offering a heck of a lot of value, so I've gone 2 fullbacks to score.
Yep,
Fuller and Kennedy, $7.94.
Yeah, nothing wrong with that at all. I like the look of that. That's your Saturday, as I said, not the superest of Saturdays, but it'll get you through Sunday, where you do have 2 pretty tasty looking matchups. We start off with the Eels up against Manly now. Obviously we spoke before, the Eels coming up short against Penrith, but we've seen Manly now 2 wins on the trot. Looking good. They've got a rejuvenated Brooksy at the helm. It's a tasty looking team, this Manly team.
That spine is really humming at the moment. Croker is playing some good footy. DCE obviously, he's DCE, and then Tommy Turbo, he's looked fit. He's looked good without being his outstanding best.
He's fit, and that's
as long as he can stay fit, he doesn't really need to be the superstar until it comes time for finals and all of that. But yeah, look, Brooksy, I think he's been one of Manly's best this year. Olakuatu as well. Outstanding first couple of games. Thought Jake and Ben played really well as well.
All 3 are playing some good footy at the moment of the Urbos.
The Turbo boys really earning their keep there at the Sea Eagles.
Yep, Gerbo, Burbo and Turbo all playing quite well. But yeah, this Eels team though as well, they like you said, they held it up there up against Penrith.
They had no right to be ahead in that game. The amount of tackles in the opposition 20, possession, territory, all of that sort of stuff. But hung in there for a hell of a long time up against the three-time premiers. We know that, I guess, Parramatta always lift for those matchups, because Penrith are always usually at that high standard. But another game I think that's sort of classified as a bit of a rivalry over there for the two clubs. They're always pretty keen to.
They don't like each other, that's for sure. Yeah, they definitely don't like each other. So it does have a.
I think that'll bring the best out of Parramatta, and we know how well Manly have played so far this year. So should make for a Sunday afternoon. Great game to watch on your Sunday afternoon.
100% good way to ease your way out.
Ease
your way out of the weekend and ease you into that second game. But we've gone pretty similar this week. We've both gone for a close Manly win. Manly 1-12. I've taken the big man Ola Kawadu to cross the trail line, 9.73. You've gone for the man himself, Trbojevic Tom, $6.20.
Yeah, don't know why I did that I do, because I just started running Trbojevic and I realised, well, there's three of them.
I like that. Trbojevic Tom.
To clarify.
Two close Manly bets, two different try scorers. And like I said, leads you into your last game of the round, which is the Knights up against the Storm. I can't imagine we see Melbourne play this time slot very often. The last game of the Sunday, it seems a bit unusual. It's not something I feel like
They're usually a Friday night.
I think that's why I was saying they're probably third game.
Saturday night?
Second game on a Friday? Quite often, probably.
Maybe not as often as Brisbane, but quite often they get a Thursday night game.
They do get a bit of Thursday action as well, but the Knights, obviously, the other end of that Golden Point spectacle there up against the Cowboys. They're on the losing side of things. They'll be heartbroken, leading for most of the game there, the whole game up until the end. And they're up against the Storm team, who obviously lucky to come away with the win there in the end.
Yeah, both teams obviously on the opposite sides of some pretty dramatic finishes there last week. As you said, Newcastle, they'll be heartbroken, but obviously pretty stoked with the way that they improved from round one. So if they can keep trending in that direction, they'll be happy campers. Melbourne, it's a tough one, because I thought Melbourne played reasonably well in patches as well. It wasn't the case that the Warriors were super good.
First half, I think they played all right. They sort of started.
And Melbourne dropped off, and like you said, got a bit lucky at the end, but they pick up the win. That's all you really need to do. No matter how many times you want to write Melbourne off, they always end up back in the top four, so there's not really much point of picking anything different while Craig Bellamy's at the helm, at least.
No, not really. You do sort of have to be leaning towards Melbourne in this one, and obviously the Knights, some of their 2 losses to start the season.
Yeah.
We saw it last year.
Jerome Hughes is out. That's obviously going to make it a bit of a tougher ask for that Storm side. But if we've seen a team over the years where some bloke drops off, or 3 or 4 blokes bugger off to Origin, they've definitely got that next man up. Maybe not as much as sides like Penrith these days, but certainly over the years. So I'm sure it'll still be. I reckon it'll be a tight one, this one. Newcastle with the home advantage.
Bless you.
Melbourne, they'll have something up their sleeves, just like we said for the Raiders, I suppose. Going on a little road trip. I can't believe they're not the bookies' favourites. Probably just due to the fact Jerome Hughes is injured.
I think it's probably got a lot to do with that. I thought I was seeing the wrong thing there when I first checked as well. So hard not to go for Melbourne in this one. Obviously, I've kept it close though. Storm 1-12 into Remus Smith to cross the try line. Going to get you $10.74. I really like the look of that one there. I think that should be.
It's juicy.
That could be maybe my bet I'm most confident about this week. That and unders.
Yeah, it's paying a lot as well. I've gone Melbourne to get the win. Didn't want to pick that 1-12 just in case Newcastle had a stinker. But Ponga's going to score and Coates is going to score $10.55.
Nah, nothing wrong with that whatsoever. And it leaves those Finns with the bye. They take that free 2 points, put their feet up after keeping a clean sheet in round 2. We've seen 2 clean sheets in 2 weeks now across the first 2 rounds. So they're on cruise control. We saw a huge turnaround there from the Dolphins up against your boys. Completely different looking Dragons team to what we'd seen the week before, where they looked a shell of what that was. So huge turnaround from Wayne Bennett and the boys.
Yeah, I think Wayne Bennett, it's not too often that you see an experienced coach like that in charge of 2 shocking performances in a row, so we knew he was going to fire them up. Probably couldn't have asked for any better opposition. We were pretty shocking on the day defensively. But yeah, well done to the Dolphins. As you said, cruise control for the weekend. They get to put their feet up, watch the footy, sitting there. Yeah, they'll be picking up an extra 2 points. They'll be
happy campers.
Effectively 2 from 3, I suppose. If you want to look at it that
way.
way.
Yeah, technically 2 from
4
3.
points from 3 rounds.
They'll be happy campers. But that wraps up the NRL for a week now. We haven't seen any Arsenal action apart from Wednesday morning there our time. So just post-recording of last week, but not time for any of you fellas to get involved with that. We're through. We've broken the curse, the Gooners. We've broken that round of 16 drought.
Yeah.
We left it too late though, didn't we? Did it the hard way.
Yeah, definitely wasn't the most fluid of Arsenal performances. 1-0. Thanks to Trossard's nice little goal from a beautiful little through ball from Odegaard. That was it really in terms of...
we managed to...
We didn't really threaten their goal too much.
Didn't really
after
threaten
that.
much
It was more
more.
them threatening our goal.
Yep, we held out though, kept that clean sheet, kept it going up until extra time there. And then we had to get involved in some pens. There's a couple of
I
nervy
thought
moments.
as soon as it was extra time, I thought, yeah, fuck, this game's got to be going to pens, hasn't it? But yeah, look, you get to the penalties, and what was it, 4 from 4? Or
4 from
did
4,
we get our 5th one?
and we saved 2.
Raya, the star of the show, with a couple of saves.
Yeah.
Or could have had 3 saves as well. Got his hand to the second one, I
Yeah,
believe.
he could have had another one. But yeah, awesome to see him making 2 saves there, taking the man of the match. One of the first people you see run up to celebrate with him is Rammers, which I thought was bloody awesome. So it's cool to see that camaraderie there. But
David Wright, yeah, he said it was the biggest moment of his career, which is pretty cool.
It's got to be up there. It's 100%.
Couple
A
of
few of those
saves.
lads. But it puts us into the quarterfinals, and what a draw we've got up against Bayern Munich now. Obviously, the last knockout Champions League game we played must have been against them. Was that when we got dicked?
What was it, 2016 or something?
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, our last 3 games against them have all been 5-1 losses.
It's
15-3 on aggregate.
It's a huge fixture, but it's not a Bayern team that we've been used to seeing. This Bayern team, they're 10 points behind in the league.
Didn't win the cup.
Didn't win the cup. Got knocked out to a 3rd division team who are now in the semi-finals. And I don't know, did Kane get injured in the last game? I know he's pretty sure he scored a hat-trick. But I don't know whether or not he's gone on England duty or not, Harry Kane.
Okay, that makes things a lot more interesting, a lot more favourable for the Gooners if he is going to rock up to
I
the
just
Emirates.
hope he draws a blank, He just mentally struggles to score against us,
Well, he never has done in the past.
So it'd be awesome.
Obviously scoring. I think he's the leading goal scorer against Arsenal in Premier League history. Maybe I'm wrong. He's definitely got the most goals in North London derbies.
Yeah. I think he'd be probably pretty close to that.
Maybe a United striker. Drogba would have had a few.
Drogba would be up there.
Think of did Shearer, maybe Rooney?
Maybe someone like that. Yeah, it'd be one of those big names. But it's a huge fixture. But we do have 2 weeks to wait. The first game.
We've got City first.
City up first. That's on the 1st of April. So it's a huge wait. I'm not a big fan of the old international break, unfortunately. But you have to make do sometimes. It's been
Neither has Ben White, apparently.
He's
Not a big fan of the international break.
No.
Turned down the opportunity to go.
I see that
on
Gabriel's
duty.
injured as well, so he won't be going with Brazil. So hopefully that's him just deciding I just want to stay and focus. We can. I saw on Rias
Well,
right.
there's no competition for the South Americans this summer, is there?
No, but I saw
Just
on
the
Rias
Euros.
right. What is it, League or Champions League? And Rias said both. So I'm sure all the lads will be thinking that they've got every right to go out there and win both. So hey, if they want to avoid international duty, no qualms with me whatsoever.
Yeah, I have no beef with it whatsoever either. I say keep them as fresh as you can.
100%.
In terms of making the charge for that league title, Champions League, we're going to need everyone. What did you say? It's the winner of Real and
City that we play.
that we would play if we were to beat Bayern.
Whereas there's one of Atleti, Dortmund, PSG, and Barca in the final.
Which, in terms of pedigree, they're good sides, but I think these 4 sides on our side of the draw are the best 4 teams in Europe.
At the moment, 100%. Yeah.
Potentially not Bayern, but
I think Barca
maybe
probably
you could
always
swap
are.
PSG in there for
Yeah,
Bayern.
but PSG are kind of Justin Mbappe as well. In a
But
way.
Bayern are 10 points behind Leverkusen, so you probably
I'd
you'd have to say
I'd
Leverkusen
rather
are
play
there.
Bayern at the moment than Bayern Leverkusen.
Yeah, which don't West Ham have them in the Europa League?
Possibly, I know
I'm pretty sure.
Liverpool play Atalanta.
So they'll be a loose one for West Ham.
That's,
Hopefully they can.
It's going to be interesting to see what happens, but we do have to wait another couple of weeks, unfortunately. There's been no cricket on either, but there has been, as always, some darting action. Now, again, as always, we didn't take out a win. Was I 3 out of 4? Or was I 3 out of 4 the week before? I can't remember. But no luck in the old King of the Oche. Luke Humphries, though, taking out night 7. We are back in with some Premier League action this Friday. But we've also got player championships on at the moment. We had Players Championship 7 on this morning. We got to see Hopa Puha involved. I believe, I don't know if it was the first round or the second round, but losing to Jan van Veen. Lost the World Youth or Juniors or Youth Championships last year to Littler. So a very good young player, Jan van Veen. So I think it was 6-3 in the end. Hope's lost. It would be nice to see him make a bit of a charge in one of these. At some stage, you often see some of these lesser known players make a charge at the Players Championships. But we saw Barney this morning, Raymond van Barneveld, back to winning ways. It's his first PDC winning event, I think since 2019. Smashing Stephen Bunting in the final there, 8-1. And they're back in, I want to say Hildesheim tomorrow, a place there. Hildesheim, yeah. It's a German place, I think it is. I don't know if I'm saying that correctly at all.
Yeah.
I'm saying Hildesheim.
I wouldn't be able to verify it for you, sorry.
I think is how it's spelt at least. But they're back there tomorrow, so hopefully tune in, wake up tomorrow. We've seen Hopes make his way into like the last 16 or something like that, make a bit of money, which would be cool. But I'll be hoping to do the same on Friday, making a bit of money. I've gone back on MVG this week. I know I said I wasn't going to do it, but I just kind of have to the way it works out. I mean, really, I feel like I'm donating $10 to Neds every week at the moment, but I've got Humphries to beat Peter Wright. We saw Peter Wright get his first win last week. That would have been a good one to get on. Just $10 on him to fucking take a win. Cross to beat the Asp. MVG to beat Gezi, and then Littler to beat Smith, and it's paying $359.97. That's huge. So I've chucked $10 on it. I've price boosted it. I think it's looking at a return of like 3.6 something. Tasty. it'd be a tasty way to start the weekend.
Yeah, it'd be a good score.
I'll take 3 out of 4. I'll take 3 out of 4. I'll cash out at 3. No dramas. Probably maybe actually. It's hard. I don't know if you could cash out on Littler. But up against Michael Smith, he's a good 180 hitter, so it's hard one to know where to go when it gets to that. But we'll have to wait and see. If I can get to 3 out of 4 at some stage, the first 3,
you'll have a decision to make.
I have a decision to make. That probably wraps it up for us for another week. As always, if you've made it this far, thank you for tuning in. Thank you for listening. Remember to give us a like, a comment, a 5-star. Get involved on all your socials. Enjoy your week ahead. Enjoy whatever sports you're getting involved with. If you're having a punt, do so responsibly, and hopefully we'll see you next week.
Yeah, sounds good to me. We'll see you then.
Ciao.
Marshall skips away. Marshall's still going. Marshall's got Richards coming up outside. Now inside.
Arsenal have gone through an entire league campaign without losing.
Bennett and the Dragons win the grand final.
Whips that one away, and Kane Williamson and his team now World Test champions.